Hello VC, what's going on? It's me, Will, and I'm back with a new video, and as promised, it's gonna be another music update video with just some pickups that I've been getting from the last few weeks from record stores and online orders. And one of the records that I'm gonna show you today is actually from the merch table from one of the concerts that I went to earlier this week. So yeah, a little bit of everything in this video, so let's go ahead and check it out. But before getting started, big thanks to fellow VC member DJ Trish. She sent me a couple of her famous mix CDs, and she also included some, or a lot of stickers from the Jersey Shore area. Really cool, I love the stickers. This one right here is my favorite, with the Bayhead, New Jersey Jeep. Really cool. Thanks for sending those, Trish, as usual. And I got two of her famous mix CDs. This one right here is Beach Time 2022. And I also got Boogie with the Best. And as you can tell, Beach Time 2022 has a very summery kind of vibe. Here's a track list. And one of the bands that I discovered from this mix CD was a band called Los Bichos. Right there. There's two songs from that band in this mix CD. And I'm pretty sure I've heard Vinyl Richie talk about that band before. And I really like what I heard about from that band in this mix CD. So I'm probably going to have to check out that band, Los Bichos. And I actually listened to the full thing earlier today when I was working from home. I have a stereo right next to my home office area. And I always play the mixes from DJ Trish, which are pretty great. And this one's Boogie with the Best. Here's the track list. I have not listened to this one yet, but it looks pretty great too. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with some of my pickups. And this one was a pre-order that I just got last week. This one's Pinhead Gunpowder with Goodbye Elston Avenue. And this one originally came out in 1997. This is a reissue that just came out a few weeks ago on 1234 Go Records. And there's the back, and as usual with Pinhead Gunpowder, even though if you get the full-length album, the booklet that you get is a CD-sized booklet. And this was actually a little bit bigger than a CD-sized booklet, but still pretty small compared to the vinyl record. And you get all the lyrics and the artwork. And the version that I got came in on split black and blue vinyl. Great looking labels in there as well. And there's the other side. And yeah, 1234 Go Records has been doing a fantastic job in reissuing the entire Pinhead Gunpowder discography in the last couple of years. This one's no exception. This one sounds great. Because the original records from Pinhead Gunpowder are really hard to find because they came out on Lookout Records, which doesn't exist anymore, and they didn't really press that many on vinyl. So I'm glad that they're doing a full reissue of all the records. And as you may know, Pinhead Gunpowder, supergroup featuring Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and Jason White, who also plays in Green Day Live. And pop punk, a little bit more on the punkier side compared to Green Day, but it's still kind of like the same vibe, kind of like a 90s Bay Area punk rock. Great stuff. Pinhead Gunpowder with Goodbye Elston Avenue. I think a lot of fans will consider this one their best. I still like their first record a little bit better than this one, but I will say this one is the one that sounds more like an actual full-length album because the songs are a little bit longer, the track list is a little bit longer, the songs flow a little bit better, and most of the songs will have a little bit more of a serious meaning, especially the very opening track, Life During Wartime, which is a political song. But my favorite track on this one is a great song here called Train Station. Super catchy pop punk song. Check it out. Alright, then my next pickup was from a purchase that I got at the merch table. I went to see Christine Hirsch from, of course, Throwing Muses last week in Atlanta. And she had a few records at her merch table, which I already had in my collection. She had her two latest solo albums as well as the latest Throwing Muses record. But she also had this one, which I completely missed out on. This is her side project called 50 Foot Wave. The side project that she started back in the early 2000s when she was still playing with Throwing Muses. And this is their latest record called Black Pearl. It came out just a few weeks ago on Fire Records. And this one was also signed by Kristen. She did not sign it there. The records were already signed at the merch table. And there's the back. And this one came in with a nice postcard with a picture of the band with the MP3 download code, which I really appreciate because I still use MP3s. And a lot of records nowadays are not coming with the MP3 downloads. But this one did. Coke bottle, kind of color vinyl on this one. Great looking record too. And yeah, I was surprised about this record because I wasn't expecting it. I have not heard about it before. And I did listen to it today actually. And I thought it was quite good. It was very similar to the sound from the latest Throwing Muses record. Very kind of dark type of sound, heavy guitars, heavy bass, awesome vocals as usual from Kristen Hirsch. I've said it again. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. She has one of the best voices in alternative rock music, in my opinion. She's an awesome singer, and yeah, you get that kind of type of vocals and sound in this record. Good record, but I still think that the latest Throwing Muses was a little bit better than this one, anyways. But I still recommend it again. 50 Foot Wave with Black Pearl. Alright, up next I have some pickups from Record Store. I traveled to Birmingham, Alabama a few weeks ago to go see the Smashing Pumpkins live. And when I was there, I stopped by the most popular record store there in Birmingham, which is called Seasick Records. Highly recommended. A great record store in town. If you're ever in that part of Alabama, check it out. And I found just a few 7-inch singles as well as some CDs that I'm going to show you today. And this first one is from Superchunk. This one is their latest single called Endless Summer from their latest record, which I showed in one of my last few videos. The record is awesome, and this song is one of the best ones in the record. It just came out a few weeks ago in 2022 on Merch Records. And it came in on, I think this one came in on color vinyl. It did kind of like a transparent or a see-through or a yellow vinyl. Great labels on this one. Very summery kind of picture there. But yeah, great song from Superchunk. I love melodic Superchunk. I'm a sucker for that type of sound. And this one is one of their most melodic songs. And yeah, what can I say? I really highly recommend it. Again, Endless Summer by Superchunk. I think they released one of the best albums of the year. Even though it's a little bit more of a mellow record, I still think it's an excellent record. And that's one of the best songs in the album. Alright, the next 7-inch pickup from Seasick Records was this one right here. This one's Waxahachie with Third Man Live. And this one came out originally in 2017, of course on Third Man Records. I completely missed out when this one came out back in 2017. And I'm a huge fan of Waxahachie, so I had to pick this one up. Just on standard black vinyl with the Third Man artwork and labels. And side A has a cover song from Lucinda Williams, a song called Greenville. And side B has a song from her second record, which is an excellent track. And I love Waxahachie's voice. And of course, being a Third Man release, the recording is excellent. So I highly recommend it if you can find this one still from Third Man. Again, it's Waxahachie live at Third Man Records. And lastly, I found this one also from at Seasick Records for just $1, which I was surprised because it still has the picture sleeve in really good condition. And this one's Linda Ronstadt with How Do I Make You from her new album Mad Love. And this one came out originally, it came out in 1980 on Asylum Records, of course. And I was surprised in the condition of this one, especially for $1. It was almost new. There's the Asylum record labels and black vinyl. And I love Linda Ronstadt, especially the stuff from this era, from the very early 80s and 70s. And this is, I think, one of her most rocking songs as well. Great track from a great album too. So I'm glad that I found it and glad to add it to my Linda Ronstadt collection. Alright, besides that, I also found a couple of CDs at Third Man Records or at Seasick Records, which I thought they were kind of cool. This one's a CD by Groovy Ghoulies, punk rock band from the 90s. This one came out on Lookout Records in 1996, which I've never seen before in the wild, especially from Lookout Records. Even the CDs are kind of hard to find nowadays. And I've been a fan of the Groovy Ghoulies for many years, and I've had this one on MP3 for a long time. So I'm glad to finally get it on a physical copy, even though it's on CD. Groovy Ghoulies were very inspired by the music from the Ramones, and so they have that very kind of typical sound from pop-punk bands from the mid to late 90s. It sounds very much like a Lookout Records kind of album.
Small towns where the folks are unaware. Stay out of sight, you like traveling at night. Most of the time we don't have a care. Running with people, running with people, running with people, yeah. Running with.
And speaking of pop punk, I also picked up this record from, or this CD from Fifth Hour Hero. This one came out originally in 2006 on No Idea Records. I used to listen to this album a lot when it came out back in the early 2000s. But for some reason I never owned it on CD. I always had it on MP3. I think this one came out a little bit before I seriously started collecting CDs and records. So I'm glad to finally find it on a physical copy and add it to my collection. A pop-punk / emo type of sound that was very popular back in the early 2000s, as you can see from the artwork. I think a lot of those kind of emo and pop-punk bands from the early 2000s, they get a very bad rap with their music being a little bit whiny and nowadays a little bit dated too. But this band, I think, is the exception. I think what they do with pop punk is a little bit different. It's a little bit grittier. The guitar's a little bit heavier, and the vocals I don't think are as whiny compared to other pop punk bands from that era. And they do have male and female vocals in this record. And this one's called Not Revenge, Just a Vicious Crush. A very early 2000s emo title for an album. I love it. Check it out. Give it a shot. Even if you're not into that kind of emo type of sound, I think this one's still worth checking out.
I've lost touch with my mouth, tongue-tied with everything else around. If I was to say, you'll never hear this again, you'll never hear me again, what would you say?
And last but not least, this one was an online order. This one was one of my most anticipated re-releases of the year. The Muffs with Really Really Happy reissue on Omnivore Recordings, just from a few weeks ago. The original came out back in 2004. The CD version of it, I'm still waiting to buy the vinyl version of the reissue. I'm trying to get the indie version, the indie record store version of the vinyl, which I'm struggling to find a little bit, but I will find it at some point because I'm a Muffs collector. But the CD version is really cool to have because this one has all the bonus tracks as well as the full-length album. Has all the 6 bonus tracks, and it includes all the demo versions of the songs that came out just also on vinyl a few months ago on Record Store Day, which I showed you back in my Record Store Day video. Double disc with triple gatefold, and the booklet is really cool. It has a nice write-up from the other band members, Roy and Ronnie, with some stories on how they wrote the full album and how they recorded the full album too. And again, it's worth having because of the bonus tracks. This one has the 6 bonus tracks, which I realized that 3 of the 6 bonus tracks I've already heard before. They must have got leaked when the album came out, I guess. But 3 of the bonus tracks are completely new to me. And they are 3 great songs. Especially the song called My Imagination. Great track from the Muffs. So again, this one's definitely worth having. The reissue is worth having on CD just because of those bonus tracks. And I'm a Muffs collector, so I needed to have it anyways. So that's it for me, VC. Thank you again for watching. I'll probably try to be back with another video sometime soon to talk a little bit about live music, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.